Hey, chosen one, this message is for your spirit. If you've ever felt like life is testing you harder than others, it's because you're not ordinary. You're chosen. And with that calling comes divine laws you must live by. From understanding your sacred purpose to protecting your energy, honoring divine timing, and standing firm in unwavering faith, these 7 spiritual laws are not suggestions. They are survival. Break them, and you'll feel lost, drained, and disconnected from your true path. But live by them, and you'll unlock peace, power, and divine alignment. This video is your wake-up call. Comment 11 below and subscribe now. Your destiny won't wait. Law 1. The law of divine purpose. You weren't placed on this earth by accident. Your life has a divine purpose, a unique mission that was given to you long before you ever took your first breath. This is the law of divine purpose, the first and most fundamental truth that shapes your journey. If you don't understand this law, life may feel confusing, aimless, and empty. You'll feel like you're always searching for something you can't quite name. But the moment you embrace it, everything begins to shift. Your direction becomes clear. Doors begin to open, and no one can close them. You can't escape your purpose. Many people live without true direction, chasing what society tells them to pursue: wealth, popularity, and approval. But those who are called are different. You weren't meant to follow the crowd. You were meant to lead, to inspire, and to awaken others. Your purpose isn't just about your own life. It's about the lives you were born to impact. Still, many of those who are called try to run from their purpose. They doubt themselves. They're afraid. They try to fit in when they were never meant to. But no matter how far you run, your purpose will always follow you. The more you resist it, the harder life becomes. There will always be a sense that something's missing, because turning away from your calling means turning away from your peace. How to discover and embrace your divine purpose. To step into your purpose, you first need clarity. Spend time in prayer, in quiet, in reflection. Ask the Most High to show you the path you were created to walk. Pay close attention to the dreams, signs, and confirmations that come your way. Stop waiting for someone to approve of your calling. You don't need the world's permission, only your willingness to act. So begin. If your gift is speaking, speak. If your gift is creating, create. If your gift is leading, lead. Start with what you have, where you are, and trust that the next steps will unfold as you go. Surround yourself with people and energy that uplift your spirit. Let go of the toxic environments, habits, and relationships that pull you off course. Protect your thoughts, guard your heart, and keep walking. Purpose is power. Your purpose is the key to your power. When you live in alignment with it, everything changes. You feel stronger, more alive, more certain of who you are and what you're here to do. You begin to attract the right people, the right chances, the right blessings. When you walk in your divine purpose, life begins to move in your favor. The right doors open, the wrong people walk away, and the things that used to drain you no longer have a hold on you. You've spent too much time doubting yourself. Deep down, you've always known you were meant for something more. Now is the time to embrace it, fully and fearlessly. No more running, no more hiding, no more waiting for the perfect moment. The time is now. The world needs what you carry. This is your confirmation. This is your divine assignment. You were chosen for a reason. Now it's time to rise and walk in it. Law 2. The law of spiritual protection. You are not like everyone else. You've been set apart. You carry a sacred light within you, and that light draws both the good and the bad. The moment you awaken to your spiritual identity, an invisible battle began. Even before you realized who you truly are, the forces of darkness already knew. That's why you face so many unexpected challenges, betrayal, opposition, and emotional storms that seem to come out of nowhere. This is where the law of spiritual protection becomes essential. If your spirit isn't guarded, you risk feeling drained, disoriented, and exposed to attacks you might not even recognize until it's too late. For those who are chosen, spiritual protection isn't optional. It's a daily necessity. Why are chosen ones targeted? Because darkness always fears light. Your presence alone carries power. When you enter a room, your energy changes the atmosphere, and not everyone responds well to that. You may have noticed people dislike you for no clear reason. Strangers treat you with suspicion, jealousy, or even hostility. That's not random. The truth is, your light reveals what's hidden in others. It unsettles the darkness they try to keep buried. And it's not just people. There are spiritual forces moving behind the scenes. When you're walking in your calling, the enemy will try everything to distract, drain, and discourage you. Recognizing spiritual attacks. These attacks are often quiet, calculated, and hard to detect. They might look like sudden waves of exhaustion or confusion, intense fear, anxiety, or doubt without any clear cause. People who constantly drain your energy or manipulate your emotions. Chaotic environments that disrupt your inner peace. Ongoing distractions pulling you away from your purpose. Stay alert. Watch for shifts in your mood or energy. Messages in your dreams. People who always leave you feeling spiritually off-center. If something doesn't feel right, trust that feeling. Your intuition is divine guidance. Listen closely. How to build spiritual protection. 1. Awareness. First, recognize that spiritual attacks are real. You are targeted because your calling is powerful and your light makes an impact. 2. Daily spiritual practices. Start each day with prayer or meditation to connect with the Most High. Speak words that reinforce your strength and safety. I am protected. No weapon formed against me will succeed. I walk surrounded by divine light. 3. Cleanse your spirit. Energy sticks to you throughout the day, not all of it good. Use salt baths, herbs, sage, or Palo Santo. Spend time in nature. Let the elements, water, fire, earth, and salt, help you release the heaviness. 4. Protect your dream space. Many attacks happen while you're asleep. If you wake up tired or disturbed by strange dreams, that's spiritual interference. Before bed, pray. Imagine yourself surrounded by light. Avoid media or conversations that lower your vibration. 5. Guard your energy field. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. Choose carefully who you let into your space. Some people unknowingly carry energies that can attach to you. Look for patterns. If someone constantly brings drama, gossip, or negativity, they're not in alignment with where you're headed. Divine protection is real. When you take spiritual protection seriously, your life changes. Toxic people will fade away. Draining situations will stop affecting you. You'll feel lighter, more focused, and stronger than ever. But remember, this isn't a one-time thing. Spiritual protection is like armor. You need to put it on every day. Just like no warrior goes into battle without a shield, you should never go through life without guarding your spirit. You are precious. Your energy is rare. Your mission is sacred. That's why you've been targeted. But now you know how to stand firm. Stay grounded. Stay protected. Stay aware. To Law 3. The law of energy and vibration. You are energy. Everything around you is. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every feeling you experience, and every move you make carries its own frequency. This is the law of energy and vibration. And as a chosen one, Your energy isn't ordinary. It's influential. It not only affects how you feel, it directly impacts the reality you live in. Your vibration shapes your life. You are more than a physical being. You are a spiritual presence, radiating a unique frequency. And that frequency determines the people you attract, the situations you encounter, and the level of ease or struggle in your life. When your vibration is high, you draw in clarity, peace, love, growth, and divine opportunities. When your vibration is low, you attract confusion, setbacks, conflict, and spiritual attacks. This isn't superstition, it's spiritual law. Why darkness tries to lower your frequency. The enemy's greatest tactic isn't destruction, it's disruption. He works to pull you into emotional states like anger, fear, resentment, anxiety, and shame. Because when you live in low vibrations, you lose your spiritual strength. You become reactive, overwhelmed, and disconnected from your power. But when you choose to rise, to lift your energy, you become unshakable. How to raise and protect your energy. 1. Protect your thoughts. Your thoughts carry electric energy. They create the world around you. Let go of the beliefs that limit you. I'm stuck. I can't do this. I'll never succeed. And replace them with truths that empower you. I am divinely guided. I'm walking in alignment. I radiate strength and purpose. What you think, you begin to feel. What you say, you begin to live. 2. Clean your energy daily. Energy clings to you, from people, technology, places, even words. You cleanse your body daily. Your spirit needs the same care. Use salt baths, sage, Palo Santo, or time in nature. Let the elements, water, earth, fire, and salt, cleanse the energy you've carried. Don't bring yesterday's heaviness into today's light. 3. Be mindful of who you spend time with. Energy is contagious. Some people fill you up, others quietly drain you. If you often leave someone's presence feeling exhausted, anxious, or off, take note. They might be feeding off your energy to maintain their chaos. Surround yourself with people who feed your spirit, honor your peace, and support your purpose. 4. Protect your emotional space. High vibration doesn't mean you're always cheerful. It means you're aligned. Feelings like love, gratitude, forgiveness, and joy lift your frequency. Emotions like bitterness, jealousy, and self-pity drag it down. Don't get pulled into emotional storms that aren't yours. Stay centered, guard your reactions, protect your peace. 5. Stay spiritually connected. Pray, meditate, be still. Create quiet moments in your day to turn down the noise and tune in to the divine. Your highest energy doesn't come from hype. It comes from stillness. That's where you'll hear God's voice. That's where guidance flows in. The power of aligned energy. When you master your vibration, you stop chasing and start attracting. Toxic people begin to disappear. Conflicts lose their grip. Blessings show up. And the miraculous becomes part of your normal. Why? Because your frequency now matches the peace, power, and purpose you were born to walk in. Chosen one, your energy is your strength, your defense, your direction. Protect it like your life depends on it, because spiritually, it does. This is why many people fall, not for lack of passion, but because they allow their vibration to stay low. But not you. You were born to rise. So rise. Every thought, every word, every choice. Rise higher. Law 4. The law of isolation and elevation. The higher you rise, the lonelier it may feel. But this isn't a curse. It's confirmation that you're growing. As your spirit, emotions, and energy evolve, the life you once knew no longer fits. Old friendships start to fade. Family may struggle to relate. You walk into familiar places and feel out of place because you're not the same anymore. This is the law of isolation and elevation. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Why you're being set apart. Just like eagles fly alone to soar above the storms, you too are being called to rise above the noise. Not everyone is meant to come with you. Some people you love are spiritual anchors. Some environments limit your growth. Some relationships are distractions dressed as comfort. To elevate, the universe must separate. To protect your purpose, the noise has to be cleared away. The pain that comes with isolation. Let's be honest, isolation can hurt. You might feel abandoned, misunderstood, forgotten, disconnected. You might ask, why did they leave me? Why don't they understand me? Why am I going through this alone? But here's the truth. Nothing is wrong with you. You're not cursed. You're not broken. You're simply growing. This season is meant for growth. In solitude, your vision becomes clearer. Your inner voice becomes stronger. You start to hear what God has been whispering to you all along. You begin to shed old layers and discover who you truly are. Just as a seed must be buried in darkness before it can break through the surface, you must be hidden before you rise. What to do during your season of isolation? 1. Accept it instead of fighting it. Stop forcing connections that are fading. Stop chasing people who've already walked away. Let go. Let this season shape you. This isn't happening to you. It's happening for you. 2. Strengthen your spirit. Use this time to go deeper. Pray more. Meditate longer. Seek truth. Take a break from distractions. Feed your soul. This is when your roots grow strong. So when life tests you again, you'll stand firm. 3. Be open to divine guidance. Your biggest insights and breakthroughs often come when you're alone. Why? Because silence creates space. And in that space, the divine speaks the loudest. Use this time to listen, not to outside voices, but to the voice of God. 4. Release what's no longer aligned. Some people left not because they stopped caring, but because they couldn't grow with you. Some doors closed not because you failed, but because they were too small for the person you're becoming. Let it go. What's falling away wasn't meant for the next chapter. Separation is required for elevation. You can't carry spiritual baggage into your divine purpose. You can't drag along people who were only meant for a past season. If you want to rise, you must be willing to walk alone. Isolation is where you're refined. This is where warriors are trained, where leaders are shaped, where the chosen are tested. Will you still believe when no one is cheering for you? Will you keep moving toward purpose when no one supports you? Will you stay in the light even when the road gets dark? If your answer is yes, then the isolation has done its work. Chosen one, this is your wilderness season. Every healer, every prophet, every changemaker has walked through silence before stepping into their calling. Jesus withdrew. Moses wandered. Elijah hid. You are not alone in this, and you're not the first. The real question is, will you rise when the silence ends? Because beyond isolation is transformation, and after transformation comes elevation. Law 5. The law of divine timing. Nothing in your life is random. Not the delays, not the detours, not even the closed doors you didn't see coming. This is the law of divine timing, a sacred truth that reminds you heaven does not operate on your clock. Just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it never will. Just because it feels late doesn't mean it's not perfectly timed. God is not slow. He is strategic. He sees what's ahead. He knows what you're not ready for. Sometimes the blessings you prayed for could overwhelm you if they came too soon. What feels like waiting is often divine protection. The reason divine timing feels difficult is because your heart cries now, while your spirit whispers, wait. In that gap, doubt creeps in. Frustration grows. The temptation to settle becomes real. But here's the truth. What feels delayed is often being refined. The love you long for, the purpose calling to you, the dream you've been holding, it isn't gone. It's just not yet. This waiting season is not a punishment. It's a divine pause, a sacred stillness before your breakthrough. Behind the scenes, the universe is shifting. God is moving pieces into place. Heaven is preparing the answer to your prayer, and you are being shaped into the person who can receive it. So what can you do in the meantime? First, trust the process. Don't panic if it's taking time. Don't force what's not flowing. If a door won't open, it's either not your door or not your time. Surrender the need to control when and how it all unfolds. Your job is faith. God's job is timing. Second, prepare in the pause. Waiting isn't wasted when you use it to grow. Sharpen your gifts, learn your purpose, heal the parts of you still hurting, strengthen your mind, your body, your spirit. So when the door finally opens, you don't hesitate or question if you're ready. You walk through it with confidence. Third, protect your faith from impatience. The enemy can't block what's yours, but he'll try to rush you out of position. He'll whisper lies like, "You're too late," or "Maybe it was never meant for you." Don't listen. Your life isn't a race. It's a divine unfolding. Everything meant for you is arriving, right on time. Think back. How many times did you desperately want something, only to later thank God it didn't happen then? That missed opportunity was mercy. That rejection was redirection. That silence, it was sacred timing in disguise. When it's your moment, you won't have to force it. The doors will open. The right people will appear. The things you used to chase will find you. That's how divine timing works. It flows with power, precision, and confirmation you can't ignore. Your responsibility is to be ready. Don't get bitter in the waiting. Get better, because when the moment comes, you won't have time to prepare. You'll only have time to walk through the open door. Start now. Build quietly. Grow in faith. Trust even when it doesn't make sense, because when your season arrives, nothing can stop it. Remember this: what feels slow is still growing. What feels silent is still sacred. What feels delayed is still divine. Don't confuse not yet with not ever. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. And when it's time, heaven will make everything move. Law 6. The law of spiritual warfare. The moment you accepted your divine calling, you stepped onto a battlefield, whether you realized it or not. This isn't poetic language or metaphor. It's spiritual reality. You carry a light powerful enough to disturb darkness, and that light made you a threat. You weren't just chosen to exist. You were chosen to shift atmospheres, and because of that, you became a target. The battle is real, even when you can't see it. You don't have to see the enemy to feel the attack. Sudden exhaustion that makes no sense, anxiety that doesn't belong to you, disturbing dreams that rob your peace, trusted people turning against you for no reason, breakthroughs that collapse at the last second. None of this is coincidence. This is spiritual warfare. And you're standing on the front lines. Why are chosen ones attacked more? Because you're not ordinary. You're a blueprint for transformation. You carry healing frequencies. You break generational curses. You wake people up just by walking in truth. And the enemy, he fears you. He's always known who you are, even before you did. But understand this: the enemy's goal isn't always destruction. Sometimes all he needs is distraction. If he can distract you, he doesn't need to destroy you. Distractions come in many forms: toxic relationships, hidden addictions, constant delays, self-doubt, or being endlessly busy with things that drain your soul. He fills your life with noise to drown out the voice of God within you. He doesn't need to take your life, just your focus. Spiritual attacks are often subtle and calculated. Emotional chaos with no explanation. Strange patterns of bad luck after spiritual clarity. People you trust acting like someone else. Sleep paralysis or nightmares. Sudden numbness or disconnection from your spirit. If it feels like something's pulling you off track, it likely is. Your intuition isn't paranoia. It's prophetic. Listen to it. So how do you fight back? 1. Fortify your mind. Your thoughts are the first target. If the enemy can seed fear or doubt there, he won't have to do anything else. Fight lies with truth. Speak power into your atmosphere. Declare, I am chosen. I am protected. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Say it until your soul believes it. 2. Guard your energy. Not everyone deserves access to you. Some people are vessels, knowingly or not, for spiritual interference. Be wise about who you open up to. Be careful who you let into your space. If someone always leaves you drained, that's not by accident. It's infiltration. 3. Pray with authority. This isn't the time for soft prayers. This is war. Pray with fire. Speak with boldness. Command darkness to flee. Ask for divine covering. Say, cover me in light. Send your angels to guard me. Let no harm come near me. Your words have power. Use them. 4. Cleanse your spirit regularly. Just as you clean your body, your spirit needs cleansing too. Use salt baths, burn sage or palo santo. Spend time in nature. Fast. Sit in stillness. Darkness may cling, but it cannot stay where the light is active. 5. Wear your spiritual armor daily. Read sacred texts. Fill yourself with divine wisdom. Speak truth aloud. The more you know, the harder it is for deception to work against you. Knowledge becomes armor. Discernment becomes your sword. You were born for this. The things you've survived weren't random. They were confirmation. The pain, the pressure, the resistance, all proof of the power inside you. The darkness wouldn't fight you if you weren't carrying something sacred. But here's the truth. The enemy only wins if you quit. You don't need to fear this war, because the victory has already been written. Stand tall. You are not weak. You are not cursed. You are not alone. You are a warrior. You are protected. You are surrounded by the Most High. So rise. Speak life. Walk boldly. This war is real, but so is your power. Law 7. The law of unwavering faith. If you lose everything but still hold on to faith, you've lost nothing. Because faith is more than belief. It is spiritual fire, the anchor of heaven, the force that bends the impossible to divine will. This is the law of unwavering faith, the sacred principle that reminds you, if you don't give up, you will win. Faith is your foundation. You can have purpose, protection, and knowledge of every spiritual law. But without faith, you'll collapse under the very storms meant to make you stronger. Faith isn't a feeling. It's not optimism or wishful thinking. It's a knowing, rooted deep in your bones, that even when everything around you is shaking, your spirit stays firm. Faith makes you dangerous, because a chosen one with unwavering faith cannot be manipulated, broken, delayed, or defeated. When you believe in spite of the odds, you scare darkness. When you walk as though the miracle has already happened, you activate heaven's movement on your behalf. Faith is heaven's currency. It connects the invisible to the visible. And this is why the enemy's greatest target is your faith. He can't steal your gifts. He can't erase your purpose. But if he can infect your belief, he can dismantle your destiny. Every battle you faced hasn't been about the circumstances. It's been about your faith in the middle of them. Will you still trust when it makes no sense? Will you keep believing when your heart is breaking? Will you continue to praise while you wait? The war has never been out there. It's always been within. So how do you build a faith that doesn't break? 1. Speak what you believe, not what you fear. Your words shape your atmosphere. Stop declaring lack, delay, or defeat. Start speaking divine truth. Everything I need is already within me. What's meant for me is already on the way. My spirit is anchored, even in the storm. 2. Act as if it's already done. Faith doesn't sit back and wait for signs. It becomes the sign. If you believe abundance is coming, manage what you have with excellence. If you believe love is near, become the kind of person you want to meet. Move like the door is opening, because it is. 3. Starve your doubt. Feed your faith. Be ruthless about what you let into your spirit. Unfollow fear. Silence voices that stir confusion. Replace them with scripture, affirmations, testimonies, wisdom, and truth. Feed your soul with things that strengthen your trust in the divine. 4. Remember what God has already done. Your past breakthroughs are evidence of future miracles. Reflect on the times you thought it was over, but grace made a way. If it happened before, it will happen again, even greater this time. Faith clears the fog. It silences fear. It draws in supernatural alignment. It shields you from what you can't see. Faith is your armor. It is your sword. It's the key that opens locked doors without even touching the handle. And the more you walk in faith, the more you'll realize you were never waiting on the miracle. You are the miracle. Final word. Faith is the signature of the chosen. Unshakable faith is what separates the awakened from the wounded. It's what lifts you when everything else falls. It's what allows you to smile before the answer comes, to walk in power even when you're surrounded by pressure, to rest while the world stays restless. So rise, chosen one. Cover yourself in faith. Let it speak louder than fear. Let it burn like fire in the darkness. Let it be your yes when the world says no. Because when you truly have faith, you don't chase what's meant for you. It finds you. Chosen one. You've heard the laws, not just wisdom but divine instructions etched into your soul. Now you know. Your purpose is sacred. Your spirit must be protected. Your energy shapes reality. Your isolation prepares you. Divine timing is always right. The battle is spiritual. An unwavering faith is your greatest weapon. But knowing is not enough. This is your call to rise, to live what you've learned, to walk it, breathe it, embody it, in every thought, every step, every word. You weren't sent here by accident. The signs, the silence, the struggle, all led to this moment. This is your confirmation, your divine permission, your time to awaken. So go. Step boldly into purpose, move with clarity, love without fear, create without apology. Walk as the chosen one you truly are, and never forget, the best is still ahead.